Hey guys, Jesse here, and today I'll be taking a look at the Master Grade Victory 2 Gundam Virgin Ka. And I have to say, for a kit that has gotten a lot of flack, that caused me to sort of not get excited for this kit, I have to say it's a very nice Master Grade and a very nice kit. Just looking at it, you can see that it's packed full of detail and just looks really sharp once it's all built up. And it also helps that I got this as a birthday gift. But after building it, I would say that I'd gladly spend my money on this Master Grade, despite sort of the negativity it's gotten, which I don't feel like it deserves. Um, just taking a look at it, you can see that it's just very nicely proportioned. It just looks really sharp and nice, especially when you get all the water slide decals on this. So this kit only comes with water slide decals and a few stickers, which I'll point out. But all these markings here are all water slides. And yeah, there's quite a few. Obviously, you don't have to use them all if you don't want to. I went ahead and did. But I know it's a bit on the NASCAR level of decals, but I I think it just looks really great. I love red on white decaling and white on red and white on blue, especially this nice light blue that they got going on for this guy. So I think a lot of the comments saying that this is a brick kit, it's not really meant to be posed and yada yada like that isn't entirely true. I think those are actually quite over exaggerated because this guy he poses he's not as posable as a majority of master grades, especially ones from the recent years. I mean, this is a 2015 kit, so I wouldn't say that its posability is on par with other 2015 kits, but it's not like it's unposable. It's just very limited and fragile because of the transformation, which unfortunately I won't be doing in this video. I'll show some pictures from the manual, but I have them top coated and I really don't want to scratch the decals. So I would say if you're going to build this guy, you need to decide whether or not you want him in mobile suit mode or the two flyers, and then build him that way and then decal him up, because changing between the two modes would most likely scratch a lot of decals, especially if you don't top coat this guy. But moving on, let's just take a look at him a little up close. Again, very nice proportions, very sharp mold. I heard there's a few complaints that the chest is a bit boxy. I would agree. I think this could have tapered in a bit more. It's almost kind of just straight back, but it's not that big of an issue. I think overall it looks really good. These decals are just great. I love all these water slide decals. This is actually my first time doing water slides, and incredibly easy. Yeah. So in terms of stickers, you've got the camera stickers here and one in the back, the eye stickers, and then each of these red circles. So here on the arm, on the side skirts, and on the legs, these circles, they give you stickers, but I went ahead and painted them. It's really easy. I actually used the Gundam marker this time around to paint those in. So, and the stickers don't really fit. So I would suggest painting that. It's really easy. Aside from that, there's some more stickers on his beam rifle, but that's about it. So yeah, again, very nice. This water slide or this decal, I sort of had some creative liberty with because I messed up the other, like this one's mirror. So that was an extra decal, and they give you a lot of extra decals, which is really nice. Gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of make this guy your own. But yeah, no, I this guy is just great. So for posability, I'm not going to go over all the articulation, but the head is pretty good. Wish you could look up a little bit more than that, but overall it's not bad. Now the arms, the construction of this whole guy is very, very different from any other master grade. I wouldn't call it complicated. I would call it complicated in its design, but not in its construction. For example, the arms here, this upper part actually hooks into the elbow from the back instead of kind of standard sliding down. And this part is very interestingly constructed because this has to swivel in for the transformation. But it doesn't stop it from being still posable than most master grades. So you can get a little bit past 90. You can do a full 180s with the arm. It's not, it's not unposable. It's not a brick. It's just very fragile. Like I've had this arm pop off that hook a few times. Although there is no movement in the waist at all because this separates. So that kind of sucks, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm the kind of guy who just puts his kit in one pose and doesn't really pose them around too much, that this doesn't bother me. Side skirts are really good. They get all the way out of the way. As well as the side skirts. Back skirt doesn't move at all, unfortunately. Now, I will say one part that is quite frustrating are the hips. Now, you see that split down the middle this way. That's because the hips have to come apart to transform. Of course, I'm not going to do it on video, but you can kind of see them coming apart. Well, that means that the hips here, whenever you're trying to spread his legs a bit for like an aerial pose, they separate, and it's quite annoying. Also, you can see in there that this leg is just on a ball joint, so there's no real thigh swivel. But, I mean, it goes forward and back just fine. You can get them wide enough that you get them in a really nice pose. Leg has a double bend. Pretty good, but it keeps bumping into the back. Skirt, but I don't think you need to go any further. And then my ankles are a little tight because I accidentally top coated the polycap or the polycap ball joint that it goes onto, so I can't really show you, but they're okay. These side pieces of armor don't really move, so you can't rock them too much. But I would say, like, in the air, this guy is very posable, and he'll look good. I'll have some spinning shots at the end to show that. My one problem with this guy's articulation, though, is the feet cannot lay flat very widespread because of that ankle rocker situation. And I really hate when kids can't put their feet flat on the ground. It really bugs me. But because I'll be having this guy on an action base, it's not that big a deal. But for anyone who did want to pose him on the ground, just know that you're not going to get the feet flat at very wide stances. So moving on, for accessories, you get a whole other core fighter. This is because it has to be transformed into two flyers, so they give you like a duplicate of like 3 runners. I didn't decal this thing up. I don't know if I'm going to display this or not. I'm still on the fence about it, but just something to point out. This is how the Gundam Head usually looks like, and on my V2 you kind of see it came with the sort of scope targeting thing for the eye. Since you have 2 core fighters and duplicate heads, you might as well build one with the scope and one regular. That way you can have the choice of choosing either or at any time, although you'll have to pull the chest off and transform it. But in any case, and you actually get two separate, you get 2 separate pilots, which is expected, but they're actually 2 different molds entirely. So they're supposed to be the 2 characters that pilot the suit, I guess. So that's pretty cool. And they give you a painting guide on how to paint both of them separately. I gotta bring this back again, before this core fighter, you do get a duplicate of this landing gear. It's a shame that's on all clear because it makes it difficult to paint. You also get this action base adapter for the core fighters if you want to have them flying through the air. You get 2 of these. This kit uses the interchangeable hands, which I like the hands with the interchangeable fingers, which I like because you can get they just provide really nicely molded and posed hands. So you get 2 holding hands, 2 widespread fingers for each side, And then you get 2 trigger fingers, or hands, I guess. So these just tab into the palm, I guess. Now you can see I'm only showing you one of these. That's because the other one is glued on to his rifle. Very nice beam rifle. I really like the design of this thing. Those are your 2 stickers in there, and it also has 2 green stickers in the side scopes here that pull out, which mine are kind of stuck. I don't really like the look, so yeah, this one I was able to get out a bit. But they can do that on either side. I don't really like the look, so I don't really mind if they're stuck, but as you can see, this hand is glued onto this rifle, and that's because it can't hold the rifle with its hands. In the manual here, that is such a lie. That is a lie. It can't do that. It can't do that for sure. It's strange. In the rifle, or on the rifle, you see holes here for a tab, right? Like you regularly would with most Gunpla kits, and you'd think that they would put that tab in the fingers or in the hand or somewhere, but there's no tab. There's no tab at all to hold this. Let's take a look at the other trigger finger. Sorry for that out of focusness, but as you can see, nothing, no tab to hold that, and it's just strange. Like they have that tab in the rifle. Why didn't they put it in the hand? I don't understand. So my suggestion would be to do this, to glue that in, because otherwise he'll never hold this thing. Same goes for the beam sabers. The beam sabers are really nice. I really like this thin pink. So you get 2 of those. But as you can see, it also has a hole, but this hand or fingers or whatever don't have a tab either. So he can't hold his beam sabers without needing to glue in fingers, and that sucks. Also for these beam sabers, you get the beam fan. It just plugs right in there, and you know, of course, he's not going to hold this without gluing those fingers in, but that's a really nice effect part. I like that a lot. You get the grenade launcher that goes onto the bottom of the rifle. I don't really like the look of this thing on the rifle. I don't know, it's kind of ugly, but you have it. You get these little claws that are meant for the transformation into his top flyer. This is the only parts forming or parts swapping you have to do for the transformation on this kit. The rest is all self-contained. You get an action base adapter, and the nice thing about this action base adapter is it goes on this way instead of this way, and that means that it holds the hips together. That's great. And finally, I saved the best for last because I love this effect part. You get the beam shield, and the camera is not going to do this thing justice. This thing is beautiful. It has, when you get the right kind of light on it, there we go. See if I can focus on that. Come on. People need to see this. It's just, it has this nice chromatic rainbow finish to it. It's great. I love this thing. And this goes on to the back of the Victory. So this comes out this way. You pull this off, plug this into the back, onto the Gundam. You can hold it up like that. See, this is what I mean by the arms falling off. Anyways, this goes on the back. I'm one of the few people who actually like the shield on the back of the arm of Gundam, so this is really good for me. And it can hold up well. This isn't, it looks floppy when I touch it, but once you set it in place, this thing isn't heavy enough to affect it. So, again, I really like this shield piece, so I'll be using that. I'll leave this off for now. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this is sort of a testament to the final thoughts on this kit is that it's beautiful, it looks great, but it is quite fragile and finicky. But unposable, no. A brick, no, definitely not. You can see that went on just fine. And it comes with some, it's a little light on the accessories, but I think the fact that you get a whole nother core fighter as well as just these really stellar effect parts and a whole bunch of hands, and a really nice beam rifle. I don't know. It seems it seems like a full package to me. Sucks that it can't actually hold its weapons without glue. That's really dumb and disappointing. But otherwise, this is just, it's a great kit. It's a fun challenge for anyone who's never done water slides, or for anyone who's sort of veteran Gunpla builder. This is a really unique build, a really different experience. So I would highly suggest picking them up. And so that's my final thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.